what everyone should know about Abraham.
If Allah calls Ibrahim alayhi salam our father, then we have to realize the choices that he made in his life, who do they affect? They affect us. Even if you learned nothing about Ibrahim alayhi salam ever, you're still affected by the choices that he made.
With stars above, the sun and the moon, a boy asked questions and searched for the truth. He smashed their lies, so into the blaze they threw, but to their surprise, the fire stayed cool. He sacrificed a ram, submitting to God's rule, and built with his son a legacy renewed. What everyone should know about Abraham alayhi salam. Before we start, did you know there's a workbook that goes with this episode? Download it at our website so you can follow along, take notes, and do fun activities after.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyid al-Anbiya'i wal Mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Amma ba'd. I'd like to welcome all of you to this program that we're going to conduct together. It's a different kind of activity, and I'm hoping we get a lot out of it together. How many folks here are planning on coming back tomorrow? Your plans are going to change after tonight. You're not going to come back. But let's see. We're going to talk today and tomorrow about Ibrahim alayhi salam. That's what we're here to do. We're going to learn some things about Ibrahim alayhi salam in the Quran and beyond also, right? But I want to start with something else. I'm going to ask you guys a question. If you know how many people here are with their parents right now? Okay, good. Are you next to your father or mom? Go sit next to them. Okay, right here. Okay. All right. How many people here know where their mom or, let's ask about your dads first. How many people know where their dad was born? Okay, let's hear some answers. Where was your dad born? Turkestan? Okay, Turkestan. Where was your dad born? India. Okay. What about you? New Jersey? Your dad was born in New Jersey? Okay. What about you? Karachi? You? Karachi? Okay, next question. I've heard New Jersey, Turkestan. I've heard India. How many people know where their grandfather was born? Where their grandpa was born? Let's see. Yes, young man. Go ahead. India, okay. Yes, India. Yes, young lady. Yeah. India, lots of India. Everybody's grandfather was born in India? Okay, let me get India out of the way. How many people's grandpa was born in India? Okay, what about the rest of you? Call out some names, call out some places. Burma? Pakistan? Pakistan got covered. Lahore is okay. You're doing okay. Bangladesh? Yes? Did you just say India? We got that covered. Okay. Let me ask you the next question. What were the choices? Because you're not in India right now, and you're not in Turkestan right now, and you're not in Pakistan right now, and you're not wherever you are right now, you're here. You're here. How did you end up here? Why are you here? Like, your dad wasn't born here. Many of you. One young lady was. Your dad was born in New Jersey. Do you know where your grandpa was born? Where? In Pakistan? Okay. So why did you end up here? Yes, young man. Your dad came here to study? Okay. How long ago? How old are you? You're 9 years old? You're 8. So he came here to study before you were even born? You were already born? Okay. The point I'm trying to make this is what I want you to think about. I want you to think about how much of your life, the way your life looks, where you live, where you go to school, the language you speak, the kind of food you eat, the kind of friends you make, the masjid you go to, the religion you have, how much of that has been decided because of a choice your dad made or your grandpa made? Can you think of some things that are a big part of your life, and it wouldn't have been that way if it wasn't for your dad's decision? Many of you said, for example, your dad was born somewhere outside the United States. Isn't it true? So if your dad never came to the United States, then where would you be? You'd still be back you were before, right? And the same way, if your dad, many of you, your dads came to this country or whatever other country, and then they got married after that. Or even before that, whenever. But if they didn't, then maybe they wouldn't have married the same person. Or if they didn't many of your parents went to a certain kind of career, right? Certain kind of university. And as a result, they got a certain kind of job. And as a result, they came to a different part of the world, right? So all of these choices had a big role in what your life looks like. Doesn't it? And could you think if there was a different choice your dad made, how life would be so different for you? Can you think of something that would have been so different? Can anybody give me an example? Yes, young man? Yes, you? Yeah.
So, like, if my dad or mom can meet in the US, I wouldn't want to see you here. So I would.
Oh, you're so cute. He said, if my dad didn't come to the US, I wouldn't have seen you here. Oh, that's so cute. I think there are bigger things that you may have missed out on. The first thing I wanted to talk to you about is how big our fathers play a role in our life, even if you don't see it every day, even if you don't think about it every day, actually every day of your life has been affected by your dad. Even if he made a choice many years ago, that choice is still affecting you today. Do you see that? And then if you go further back, the fathers that are sitting here, the adults, you can think about, and even the mothers, the choices your dad made, and the choices your grandfather made, they started affecting your life, didn't they? And they still affect your lives today. Now here's the thing. For example, my parents, my father was actually born in India, and then moved to Pakistan, but his grandfather used to live in Afghanistan, and they moved to India. So they kept moving, right? But if you keep going to my grandpa's grandpa, if you keep going back, like many of you said, for example, you're from South Asia or even in Turkestan, etc. If you go back, my dad's Muslim, my grandfather's Muslim, his dad is Muslim, his dad is Muslim, his dad is Muslim. But if you go far back enough, what's going to happen? Somebody's going to be what? Somebody's going to be non-Muslim. Somebody's going to be a Buddhist. Somebody's going to be a Hindu, right? So somebody, sometime, decided to accept Islam. Some young man decided to accept Islam. Some young woman decided to accept Islam. And because they accepted Islam, they ended up marrying someone who's also what? Muslim. And then they had children that were Muslim, and then their children, and here you are. Here you are. So somebody made a choice, right? Somebody made a choice, and then as a result of that, generations later, you're in a Muslim family. So you're not just affected by the choices made by your dad, you're affected by the choices made by generations before you. It's a huge chain, right, that you're connected to. You can't, even if you never met your great-great-great-great-grandfather, you're still connected to him. You can't separate yourself from all of that history. Do you understand this first point? That's a very important thing. I want you to hold on to this first thing. The first thing is the effect of our fathers and grandfathers. That's the first thing I wanted to share with you. Is that clear to everybody? Okay, let's move on to the second thing. The second thing I want to talk to you about is groups. We all we're part of one giant group called humanity, right? Let's make it a smaller group. Then we're part of a smaller group. A good number of you, let's not report this to ICE, are American citizens. So then another group is you're American. That's another group, right? Can you think of a smaller group that you're all a part of? Huh? Yeah. You're Texan. Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. Can you get even smaller? Oh, Houston, where rockets don't really take off. Not this year anyway. I shouldn't be talking, I'm from Dallas. But anyway. So, even a smaller group, that you say, hey, I'm a Houstonian, or I'm a Texan, I'm an American. Before that you said, I'm human. Human was a big one, right? And a little smaller, then a little smaller, then a little smaller. What about sometimes kids go to a certain school, in a certain school district, right? And they're like, we're from this high school, or we're from that high school. So that becomes part of their identity, doesn't it? Like it's part of, I'm from this town or that town. I'm from this group or that group. Every time you belong to a group, it becomes a kind of identity for you, right? What's a kind of identity that's the smallest one? We started with the biggest one, humanity. What's the smallest group that you belong to? The smallest group that you're a part of. What's that? Yeah. Yourself is not a group, that's just one person. Give me something else. Yourself is not a group, unless you have multiple personality disorder. And you and your shayateen are not a group. So, what's the smallest group you're a part of? Yes. Your family. Your family is also a group. So you're part of the group called humanity, you're part of the group called North America, you're part of the group called America, and then Texas, and then Houston, and then, what town is this called again? Sugarland. Yeah, Sugarland. Yeah. Very nice. Thank you. Okay. Sugarland. There's all these identities. And then there's this first identity, your family. Which one of these do you think you can't let go of? I mean, human you'll always be, obviously. Hopefully. Right? But can you move out of America? Can somebody, especially in the current administration, is it possible somebody can lose their citizenship? Is that possible? It's totally possible. Is it possible somebody's used to be Houstonian and then astaghfirullah, they moved to Dallas? Is that possible? It's possible. Right? But what's one identity that's never going to change? Yeah. Your family. Your family. And it's not just that you have your family name. You have the biology of your parents. You have the genes of your parents. You kind of look like your mom and your dad or a mix. Or you have your grandpa's eyes. Isn't that true? So that's something that's never going to change. It's a solid part of your identity. The first thing I talked to you about, and now the second thing I talked to you about. The first thing I talked to you about is what? What was the first thing? The choices. Our parents' choices affect our life today. The second thing I talked to you about is there's a part of your identity you can never get away from it. What's that? Your family, which is directly tied to your father's father. Eventually, all of humanity came from one father. Who? Adam alayhi salam, right? But now here's the third thing, and this is where I wanted you to sit with your parents for a reason. I want you to ask, I'll give you guys 30 seconds. I want you to ask your dad, what was the proudest day of his life? And if you're with your mom, ask your mom, what was the proudest day of her life? But that's before you were born. It has to be a day from before you were born. You can't say the day you were born. No. Okay, young man, can you give him the mic, please? Tell me, what was the proudest day of your dad's life?
My dad said it was when he got his first job.
When he got his first job? What was his first job?
IT.
IT? Very cool. Okay. Anybody else? Very, very cool. Yes? Wait, give him.
When he graduated.
What did he graduate from? Ask him. Find out. Get more information.
Engineering from UNO.
Ooh. That was the proudest day? Very cool. Okay, so we got that. Let's see on this side. Who's going to go? Yes? Wait for the mic. I need you to get famous.
When my mom...
When your mom became a doctor?
Uh-huh.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, different question. Wait, listen to it. What was the scariest day of your dad or your mom's life? What was the scariest day of your dad or your mom's life? Think about it and tell them. You already know? Go ahead. Tell us.
My mom has passed away.
Well, your mom's mom passed away? That must have been a really